say once you step inside St. Stephen's College at night, you never walk alone. Soldiers still march on the playground. A woman in white waits on the field. Stay with me. Tonight, we enter the campus where history bleeds into horror, and the night never ends. At the far edge of Hong Kong Island lies Stanley, where the sea wind always carries a trace of salt, soft, yet damp and heavy. Nestled among thick woodland and open sea stands St. Stephen's College. By day, the campus rings with the voices of diligent students. By night, it becomes something else entirely. People whisper that the darkness here is denser than any textbook, heavier than any lesson. The school's history was once simple, founded in 1903 in Sai Yang Pun, on the very site where the University of Hong Kong would later rise. It relocated to Stanley in 1928 with 15 hectares of land. It remains the largest secondary school campus in the city. But on December 25th, 1941, everything changed that Christmas day. As the British garrison surrendered to the invading Japanese, blood washed over the college. The school buildings had been converted into a temporary hospital, a giant red cross painted on the gates, yet soldiers stormed inside, killing, burning, violating. The exact toll has been lost to time, but all that is remembered is this. That night, countless never walked out again. Since then, every night at St. Stephen's has carried a shadow. The playground is the heart of the legends. Caretakers whisper that in the small hours, when the field lies deserted, the sound of marching rises from the earth, perfectly in step, like a recording played on an old radio, faint and distorted, as if from another era. At times, a hoarse command cuts through the dark, short and sharp, in a language no modern drill sergeant would use. Some say the voices belong to the soldiers who died here, their restless spirits, forever trapped on the field, condemned to drill and answer roll call for eternity. The dormitory corridors are worse. Former students speak of nights when the air is still, yet clothes hangers sway, and garments stir as though pulled by invisible hands. Even in daylight, faucets in the washrooms turn on by themselves, water gushing and echoing down the tiled hallways. At night, a cry sometimes leaks through the walls low, broken, agonized. It is the voice of the wounded, some believe, muffled moans of those silenced decades ago, forcing their way back into the present. When you push open the door, expecting a prank, you find nothing. The room is empty and the sound gone. The most infamous tale is of the endless road. Just outside, the campus runs a short lane, barely 100 meters long on any map, yet near dusk, many have walked it and felt it stretch into infinity. 5 minutes on a watch becomes an hour in the body. The lamps line up, one after another, but the end never arrives. Some swear they hear an extra set of footsteps behind them, closer and closer, though no one is there when they turn, only their own shadow, stretched unnaturally long by the setting sun. Then there is the lady in white. Night guards claim to see her, standing on the grass of the playing field, head bowed in silence. Others say she drifts slowly forward, brushes past their shoulder, hums a single note, and dissolves into the fog. On damp mornings, students out jogging glimpse a flash of pale fabric, feel strands of long hair whip across their faces, and hours later, still shiver at the memory. The school's warehouse carries its own dread. During the war, it served as a holding cell. Even today, the iron door sometimes shakes violently in the night, as if someone inside is ramming it, desperate to escape. Those who dare approach swear they feel cold breath seeping through the cracks. Press your ear too close, and the entire door jolts with such force that it seems ready to burst open. But perhaps the most unsettling tale is the midnight roll call. At 5 in the morning, footsteps echo down the dormitory corridor fast, purposeful, approaching. They stop beside your bed, then a voice, deep and rasping, begins to call names. If your number is spoken and you do not answer, you may feel a hand pressed down on your shoulder, light but colder than death itself, even through the blanket. The chill sinks into your bones. Of course, no one has ever proven these stories true. Skeptics argue they are nothing but tricks of the mind. Wind mistaken for footsteps, dripping water mistaken for sobs. Scholars suggest they are psychological scars of wartime trauma, echoes that refuse to fade. Yet the strange part is this: no matter the generation, no matter the year, there is always someone who claims to have heard the marching, seen the white figure, or felt that icy touch in the dark. The nights of St. Stephen's play like a silent film loop, projected endlessly, marching on the playground, crying in the corridor, the pale woman on the grass, the road that never ends. Each story forms part of the same reel. Students graduate, buildings are renovated, but the shadows remain unmoved. And if one day you find yourself in Stanley after dark, stepping into that campus, remember this: the footsteps you hear may be nothing but the wind. The figure you see may be nothing but mist, but the shiver crawling down your spine, that will always be real, because history never truly ends. It only changes form, keeping us walking along this unfinished road where fear and memory march side by side.